So this is called an enrichment session. It's something that gives the birds a little bit something different for their day. They might not be too interested in it. The thing with enrichment is sometimes you find things that are really successful, and sometimes you find things that you think are cool, but the birds don't really like. So I'm going to kind of move this around a little bit and see if I can get some of the birds in the water interested. Little anticlimactic, but every now and then they're chasing some of them. I think these guys are a little bit more interested in bathing in the sun today, but it looks like Gats is kind of interested in the bubbles. He's one of the birds up on deck. Oh, now you want palm fronds. Oh, looks like we might have a nest builder. I'm actually going to see if I can hand some of the nesting material to him. In fact, that's one of the ways they actually prefer getting the nesting material. We really didn't know how they were going to want to take it, but turns out if you offer it to them and they're interested, they will take it from you. There we go. Now he wants that too. Let's see how this works. So he has to actually walk past his mate, Roxy. Let's see how this works out. All right, Roxy's going in the burrow, and so is Floyd. So we might have a potential nest building situation going on out here, which is pretty cool to watch. I'll leave the bubbles for a few more minutes, but it kind of looks like our birds are ignoring them for the most part. It's like Cleo and Dee are kind of playing with the bubbles a little bit at the shore. This is kind of a relaxing day for our penguins. Of course, Wally's going to mess with the machine. Hey, hey. You want to put in the bubbles? So the fun thing about penguin kids, they're not really chicks anymore. They're kind of like teenagers at this point. They aren't old enough to pair up, but they're old enough to realize that something's kind of changing. So hormonally, these guys want to spend a lot of time on land, and our youngsters always get into trouble during this time of the year. So it's kind of fun to hang out with them, but they really don't help you get your job done. And everybody has a little bit of a different personality. Wally here has a pretty nice, big, confident personality, but he can get a little scared if he doesn't know you, which is kind of funny. So he always acts pretty bold and confident with me. But if you meet someone new, he's a little cautious. So thank you guys for hanging out at the June Keys Penguin Habitat. We're just having a small enrichment session. It looks like Dee's kind of playing with the shadows of the bubbles right now. We had Floyd building a nest, but I think he stopped doing that because his mate Roxy's in there. So the males kind of like to show off their nest building skills to encourage the females to lay their eggs. They're incubated for about 40 days by both male and female. They usually lay 2, about 3 to 5 days apart. And when they get into nest building, they really get into it. So they're kind of just starting. So for me, I'm observing that the birds are interested in the nesting material, but they're not quite ready to lay their eggs yet. That's probably a few weeks away. When you work with these birds 5 days a week, you really start to notice small changes in behavior. I've worked with them off and on for about 8 years, and I am their primary keeper. So I know them very well. Kind of spying on Robbie and Patsy. They're both in their burrow right now, but Robbie isn't interested in grabbing nesting material, which kind of tells me he's kind of cementing his bond with Patsy right now, making sure that they're okay and he's doing good on his nest. I knew you were going to. I know. You're a good boy. If you're just joining us, welcome to the June Keys Penguin Habitat. I have a penguin named Wally sitting on my lap here. We also have a penguin named Dee, who's kind of interested in the bubbles. This was an enrichment session. But it looks like our birds are a little bit more interested in just kind of hanging out. So thank you guys so much for watching our penguins, and we are a nonprofit institution, so your paid admission is going right back to these animals, whether it's to help feed them or take care of them. And if you've been observing for a while, you can see that a lot goes into taking care of these birds. I just got done doing a feed about 20 minutes ago. Tried to give them some enrichment, something that stimulates them mentally, physically, or helps us with animal husbandry. Husbandry is a fancy word for animal health care. So throughout the day, while you're walking around and you hear the word husbandry, fancy term for animal care. So we're the awesome people that get to work with the animals hands-on. And I was going to try to go do something else, but Wally is kind of preventing me from that right now. So I think I might hang out for a few more minutes. Tell you guys about Magellanic penguins. I'm also kind of spying on the pairs because they've actually been spending all day in their burrows, which is a good sign. It is breeding season. So I'm going to go ahead and give these guys some privacy. Thank you guys for hanging out in the June Keys Penguin Habitat with me, and enjoy the rest of your day here at the Aquarium of the Pacific.